Action.
Good evening.
Not a moment too soon.
Not what I was expecting. A little taller, a little bit more polished than the others.
Well, I'm so glad that you're pleased, Mr. Townsend.
But I am afraid just as obvious.
Well, forgive me for being obvious, but what the devil is this all about? Why was I brought here?
Games, must we?
Not that I might cite case of abduction every now and again, but I did have tickets to the theater tonight, and it was a show that I was really looking forward to, and I get a little bit unreasonable about things like that.
Oh, with such expert play acting, you make this very room a theater. Oh, Leonard, have you met our distinguished guest? You know, my secretary is a great admirer of your methods, Mr. Kaplan. Elusiveness, however, misguided.
Wait a minute. Did you just call me Kaplan?
Well, I know that you're a man of many names, but I'm perfectly willing to call you by your current choice.
Current choice. My name is Thornhill, Roger Thornhill, and it's never been anything else.
Of course.
So obviously, your guys picked up the wrong package when they bundled me out here in the car.
Why don't you have a seat, Mr. Kaplan?
I already told you, my name is not Kaplan. It's Roger Thornhill of the Waddley & Rap Agency, and unless you gentlemen happen to be interested in advertising something, this is going to turn out to be an enormous bust for all concerned.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Guests are here. The guests are here?
Oh, tell them I'll be with them in a few minutes.
Yeah, and don't bother setting a place for me, Mrs. Townsend. I won't be staying for dinner.
Now, shall we get down to business?
I'm all for that.
Quite simply, I'd like for you to tell me how much you know of our arrangements, and of course how you came by such information. Naturally, I don't expect to get this for nothing.
Of course not.
Don't misunderstand me. I don't expect you to fall in with my suggestion. What I figure the least that I could do is afford you the opportunity of surviving the evening.
Surviving the evening.
Now, why don't you surprise me, Mr. Kaplan, and say yes?
I already told you.
We also know where you're headed for.
I'm headed for the Winter Garden Theater in New York, and I think that I better get going.
This is not going to lead to a very happy conclusion, Mr. Kaplan.
I'm not Kaplan.
I do wish that you would reconsider.
We also know your contact in Pittsburgh after Jason committed suicide.
What contact? I've never even been to Pittsburgh.
On June 16th, you checked into the Sherwin Hotel in Pittsburgh as Mr. George Kaplan of Berkeley, California. 1 week later, you registered at the Benjamin Franklin Hotel in Philadelphia as Mr. George Kaplan of Pittsburgh. On August 11th, you stayed at the Statler in Boston. On August 29th, Mr. George Kaplan of Boston registered at the Whittier in Detroit. Presently, you were checked into room 796 in the Plaza Hotel in New York as Mr. George Kaplan of Detroit. In 2 days, you're due in the Ambassador East in Chicago, and then at the Sheridan Johnson Hotel in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Me.
So you see, there is little sense in maintaining this little fiction that you are deceiving us any more than we are deceiving you, Mr. Kaplan.
So I don't suppose it would do you any good to show you a wallet full of identification cards, license, things like
But
that.
they provide you with such good ones.
It's getting late. Now, do you intend to cooperate with us? I'd like a simple yes or no.
All right. A simple no. For the simple reason that I simply have no idea what you are talking about.
Grab Mr. Kaplan a drink, Leonard. Enjoy the journey, sir.